Hi there. For today's activity, what we're going to do is we're going to be taking our story that we just read, The Buffalo Are Back by 𝐼𝐚𝐜𝐿, and we're going to be looking for information or facts that we learned about buffalo and what happened to them on the Great Plains. And we're going to record that information on our information sheet here. We call this an information web. It's just a graphic organizer so that I can help organize my thoughts and the facts that I learned from the story. Now you can always go back to the video and pause at different locations in the story to write down your facts. I might start on this page about the buffalo because I'm looking for information about what happened to the buffalo in the Great American Plains. And if I start reading right about here, but it was the settlers from the east and the American government that killed almost all of the buffalo herds. I think that is an important fact that I want to include on my information web here, on my graphic organizer. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to reread that sentence, but it was settlers from the east and the American government that killed almost all of the buffalo herds. Now I want to be careful, and I do not want to copy this word for word. It's very important that I don't copy it word for word because that is considered plagiarism. And I don't want to copy the author, 𝐼𝐚𝐜𝐿's words, but I do want to include the information that I learned. So what I'm going to do to help me with that is I'm going to actually close the book. I've read it a couple of times. I know what it says. I'm going to close the book so I'm not tempted to look at it. I'm not tempted to use the exact same words. And now I'm going to write down what I remember here in my information web. So I remembered that settlers and the American government killed most of the buffalo. Right, now I'm going to go back, and it's a little bit different than what I use different words than what the author used, because again, I don't want to plagiarize, but I do want to write down the facts that I've learned. On the next page over here, I can go ahead and read this paragraph up here. Maybe I can find some more information about what happened. But there was trouble on the plains. The government broke its treaties with the Indians. So the Indians fought back and won several battles against the United States Army. Then the government saw another way to defeat the Indians. Soldiers and settlers were encouraged to shoot every buffalo they saw or drive whole herds over cliffs. Without the buffalo for food, shelter, and clothing, the Indians could not survive on the plains. I think that's a very important fact. It's a very sad fact, but it's a very important fact. So I'm going to put that perhaps in this circle over here. It doesn't matter which circle I place them in, which oval I place them in, as long as I am writing down one fact, one bit of information per oval in my graphic organizer. Okay, so I'm going to, again, close my book, think about what I have just read, and write down using my own words. So I got from that paragraph the fact that soldiers and settlers shot all the buffalo to starve the Indians. Okay, so again, I've read my information. I thought about it, thought about what the big idea was. I closed the book so I'm not tempted to go back and copy word for word. And I wrote down the big idea, the big fact that I need to remember here and recorded it in my graphic organizer. Now it's your turn to go ahead and see what else you can find to fill in the rest of the ovals on your graphic organizer. What facts do you think are very important to learn about what happened to the buffalo? Remember, read it, think about it, process it, close the book so you're not tempted to copy word for word, and then write down what you remember. Happy writing.